Alright, I'm back at the cabin, and what I want to be working on this trip is the electrical. So I want to put in 3 or 4 AC plugs, and I want to put 2 right here on this wall, and I want to put 2 on this opposite wall, 1 over here under the loft, and then probably 1 over here. And everything else I want to put in here is going to be DC. So I want to put, a couple of lights, 1 under the loft, 1 over here above the window, and that's about it on the DC side for now. I will eventually be putting in a DC fuse box, which I'll be able to populate around and add some other stuff as needed. But just to get started, that's what I want to do. And I also want to get my solar panels mounted up on the roof and run in through the wall to connect up with my battery box down here. So that's what I'm going to be working on, so let's get to it. First thing I need to do is clear out all of this siding and plywood. That's the floor for the loft. I need to get everything moved over to this side, and I need to get everything over here cleared out as well, so I've got a nice empty space to work. So I'm not going to do that on camera, that's boring. So let me get that done and I'll bring you back. It's always something. Before I run my wiring in, I've got to get this jack stud installed here, and I've got another one over here on this side. Here for that last rafter for my loft, because once I run my wires I won't be able to get that in without cutting it in half, and I don't want to do that. So let me get those up, and then I'll be ready to run my wiring. And before that, you can see the 2x4 is a little bit away from the wall. It's because I've got some nails that have come through for the siding that I'm going to have to knock down so that I can get my stud in there. There's always 5 things you got to do before doing the one thing you want to do. All right, I've got all of my outlets marked and all of my lines where I'm going to be drilling for the lines to run. I've got all that marked, and I've got my first box just kind of tacked in right here. Well, I thought it was tacked in, but anyway, it's marked. So, and the way I did it is I know I'm going to have a counter that's between the 2 lofts that is 36 inches high. So I've measured out 39 inches to the bottom of the outlet because I want it to be a couple of inches above the countertop. And I did the same thing over here where I'm going to have a desk area under this loft, and the desk will be 29 inches high. So I put the bottom of the box at 32 inches. And then I've got my other lower boxes at 16 inches. And then all of my lines, I've got them so that they're between the low and the high boxes. So I'll be drilling my lines all the way across at 24 inches. So that's all marked and ready to go. So let me get the boxes installed and get the holes drilled. Alright, I've got my 4 boxes in. I don't need a lot. I'm going to have an outlet there. That's going to be a junction box where I run my wiring to connect to the batteries. Got an outlet there and an outlet there. Everything else is going to be DC, and I don't need outlet boxes for my DC components, because those I'll just drill a small hole, run my wiring through, and I'll be able to attach it directly to the siding. So now what I need to do is just start drilling holes. Alright, that's all the wiring that I need for my AC run. So let me start splicing, and we'll get some outlets installed. That's just going to be a junction box. And the third component I can't install until I have my siding down to that point. So I'm just going to have those in there. Okay, I got my last outlet installed. And for those of you keeping score at home, I have black going to the gold post, white going to the silver post, and ground going to the green post. I know the lighting's not the best, so you probably couldn't tell how I was wiring up those outlets, but that's what I ended up doing. All right. Pretty much got all of my AC wiring done, with the exception of the junction box down there. And I just put those outlet plates on just so you can see, what it's going to look like. I want to have all my trim to be the dark brown, and I like having the light colored plugs so that they're easy to see. And over here, I've got my junction box. This is going to tie all of the cabin wiring together with this, which opens up and allows you to put just an ordinary extension cord from the cabin wall to the inverter on the battery box. So this will be mounted, in the wall. So I can't connect this up yet because I'm going to have to pass this through the siding once I get it installed and have a hole drilled. But that is how that's going to work. So the inverter in the battery box will power these 3 outlets. I've already tested it. I can run a microwave, and I'll probably be able to run any appliance that's 1,000 watts or less, and everything else is going to be DC. So that includes my lights, any other kind of port like a USB port or cigarette lighter port. But I think that's going to do it for this video. Next video, look for me to install the DC wiring. So that's going to do it. I'll talk to you guys later.